Hello. I was just live on my Instagram and it ran out of time on the live, so I'm just finishing up with this reading that I started for the collective. I have this other video uploaded already on my YouTube channel, so it's the one right before this one. And we were talking about the unlimited self through the crown chakra guided by the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck, which is very cool. We started with a few cards from the Bay Area Tarot, which is great. It's got a couple of my friends in there. That's pretty rad. And I was gonna finish off with a question for the Mystic Mondays Tarot, which is: how can we uphold our true unlimited self-expression with honor, compassion, and integrity going forward from this point on? So in this spread, this is a 6-card spread that I've learned from another deck that I had and have since lost. It was stolen, I believe, but everything ends up where it needs to be at the right time for the right people, even if it's in an unorthodox way. I always say, hey, if they stole it, they must have needed it, and so hopefully whoever needed those things that I had, have put them to good use. Anyhow, I digress. This is the shadow card, meaning this was the card underneath the deck before I drew the rest of the cards. So King of Cups is the underlying energy of the reading. This card in this position represents the querent. This position here is wishes, hopes, dreams, fears, so it's kind of like a polarity, a flip side here. And then here is strengths and weaknesses, another polarity, obstacles, things that, just things that might be in the way, something that might be complicating things, or something that we need to find a way to work with or work around. And then the solution and the outcome. So it's looking pretty good. So it looks like our biggest challenges, just going off of the way that this is kind of balanced, it looks like we've got all this cups energy going through the center of the reading. So it's like we want to stay centered with our emotions and our intuition, right? Keep that centered. What's kind of in the lower part of the reading is like all the mental energy. And I don't usually read it as in higher and lower. I don't usually do this spread this way, but just looking at it like from a more intuitive standpoint, like that's kind of what it's looking like here. The Hangman representing a shift in perspective, a change in one's thinking, and the Ace of Wands being a new path for action, a new inspiration, a new idea. And yeah. And like I said, being crowned with the water element, the cups, the emotions, the intuition. So, here we go. Here we are in the Four of Cups energy. This card, a lot of times it can talk about boredom or stagnation, but we're talking about what it means here. And I think that the question, how can we uphold our true unlimited self-expression with honor, compassion, integrity, going forward from this point on and stuff. So this is like kind of showing like maybe a basic sense of dissatisfaction or uncertainty with how we are progressing and where we are. So it's kind of like a confession of an insecurity, of something that is seeking some sort of an affirmation. Are we coming from a place of truth and love? Are we being the person who we think that we are? Are we who we say we are? Are we showing up as ourselves? Like, stuff is like, no matter where we are or who we've been, in any past moment up to this time, right now, how do we move forward with the truth? How do we move forward in the most loving, honest way that we can? And I think that as long as we keep our intentions elevated, it's not to idealize ourselves or to and trick ourselves into to believing that we are this idealized version of ourselves, but like to uphold the ideal as an ideal, something to be aspired to, you know? So it's like it's something that we want to be, want to have, and hold and express and share. And, like, actually, this is kind of manifesting. If you're able to, like, visualize it and feel it from within that you have it already, then you're able to draw it in the outward expression towards you. And that's what manifesting is. So it's like, as this figure is kind of holding the ideal expression of themselves and imagining what being that is, and in fact they don't even have to imagine it. All they have to do is let that feeling like open up inside of themselves. It's drawing in all of these other cups, and so they can choose to take any one of these cups, to take all 3 cups, or they can choose to just be satisfied with themselves. And I think that, sometimes this is a card about not being satisfied, but I think that in this deck and for this question, it is about just being satisfied. Like, not being satisfied that, yes, you've done it and you're already it and there's no work to do, but like recognizing that you already have that in you. You, like, letting it be not something that allows you to be complacent with any other or overly lax with oneself, but letting it move you forward and with a sense of trust in yourself. Not that we don't have to be vigilant, but that we can trust, and that takes off so much pressure, because right now in our wishes, hopes, dreams, and fears and stuff, we still have a lot of anxiety that we're holding on to. 9 of Swords is about the negative thoughts, like I said, anxiety, depression, night terrors, negative ideations, like other people's projections onto us that we may be like, that may be clashing with us, that we may be like overly worried about, And 9 of Swords too is like the shit that we don't show anybody, or that like we feel vulnerable expressing and stuff. So it's like our wishes, I think, have to do with releasing this sensation, but also wanting to be accepted no matter where we're at. At least that's what it would be for me, like I want to be, if I'm in this and I have an expression of it, like I want to be accepted. I want to be like cared for and sympathized with, it's like maybe I don't need somebody's pity, maybe I don't need anybody physically there comforting me, even if I would like that or wouldn't like that, maybe but like it's nice to think that maybe somebody cares, maybe I don't want to feel alone, maybe you don't want to feel alone, and so you can release the fear that you're not alone, that you're alone, because like you're not, So wishes, hopes, dreams, and fears. The wish is to be through this period of negative thinking and feelings, and the fear is that like it's going to be perpetuated and that we're going to be left alone in this. And here is the strengths and the weaknesses. So the strength that we have is that we are kind of choosing to stay in this, 8 of Swords is talking about like the entrapment, the mental traps that we choose for ourselves and how we can remove all obstacles by simply opening our eyes, removing our blindfolds. We're not super like we might have our hands tied but we can still fully move. We still have full range of motion for our arms. So is it really holding us back? Like, is it really? Like, are we really doing everything we can? I just saw 1007 and 1010. Those are my like favorites. Okay, I'll explain why later. Yeah, eight, it represents like the physical reality, material abundance, and it's also like the strength card or the justice card, depending on what deck that you're looking at. So it's about balance, and it's about confidence and strength. It's about gentleness, and it also connects to the infinity symbol. So it's about cycles, it's about dynamics, and all of that. So it's like, as our strengths and weaknesses here in Eight of Swords, we have every single cycle that we've been through. We have a sense of confidence in our creativity. We know that we are capable, but we're just afraid to move past all of these other things, be they from the past experiences, from the past memories, or like projections from other people's things that other people have told us in the past, or that we're afraid of hearing about, you know? So it's like, you know, we don't have to accept or pick up any of those swords and claim them, you know? We can move. There's plenty of space. There's plenty of wiggle room from there to escape from this sense of being confined, you know? It's really coming from our own mind, our own action or inaction. And that's our strength too, is that it is in our hands. It is up to us. You know, we don't have to feel bad about how long we've stayed here, because it was to fully grasp and understand what we are capable of and what we are about to do and why. With the Hangman, the obstacle is about changing our perspective, getting a different view of things. The Hanged Woman in this deck. We're achieving some sort of an enlightenment, you know? So, the solution being Ace of Wands, I think, to do something new, or to get started on something creative, creating something new. You know, get a new idea, go see something, go do something fun, go start a new project, go get in or write something, you know, make something, do something, say something. Use your inspiration to your benefit, and it leads to this Three of Cups feeling here. I like that we don't really have like anybody else to focus on except for our own self, you know? The King of Cups is an energy that's talking about being balanced in one's emotions. We don't repress, we don't hide him. He's holding his cup high up in the air. This is somebody who is accustomed to diving deep in their emotions and in their intuition, and uses that understanding to build himself and the others around him up, to nurture them, to nurture himself and others. Three of Cups, this creates more happiness, a sense of abundance, completion. This is like the Trinity kind of energy here too. Let me see here. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's enough for this one. Thank you for sitting with me for over an hour if you watched both videos. And I'll talk to you another time. Bye.